Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm KB Kanal. Today, I would like to continue the class of Ielts writing test tax 1. Okay, in the previous episode, I have discussed about how can we get good score in Ielts writing test tax 1. Now, I would like to continue the same thing. If we are going to get good marks in Ielts writing test tax 1, then these are some essential terms. We have to follow them. We have to mention them in our writing. Okay, let's see: in, at, from, between, during, before, after, by, until, since, rose to, rose by, increase to, increase by, drop to, dropped by, sort up to, sort up by, fail to, fail by, plong to, plonged by, stayed at, fluctuated, between, around, remained, at, doubled, slightly, more, than, nearly, just, under, approximately, have halved, just over, has tripled, has risen by a quarter, had fallen by a quarter, firstly, secondly. Such terms should be mentioned, okay, as per the need and demand. Similarly, let's go further. And if we have to use some joining words, okay, some joining ideas, then we have such terms: in addition, furthermore, what is more, besides, these, beside this, moreover, also. Such terms, such phrases can be used. Similarly, to show the contradiction, we can have such terms: however, in contrast, on the other hand, nevertheless. So such terms, such phrases should be used in our writing, and we have to connect more than two statements or more ideas, and we have to make the precise statement, precise statements. Okay, then we can get a bit good marks in Ielts tax 1. Similarly, let's go further. While describing any stage of process or flowchart, we have to bear some points, very essential points here. We have to understand the chart well first. We have to see the question well. 1-2 minutes we have to kill reading the questions. We have to understand the technique of process there, and we have to see their starting point and ending point, and we have to mention this in our writing. We should not forget starting point and ending stage. Okay, and beside this, number of stages and relationship of all the stages are very crucial thing we should mention in our writing. Similarly, paragraph, we should not copy the same word or same structure from the question. We have to write in our own word or own structure, keeping the message same, okay, while writing introduction this. Similarly, a paragraph should be separated for each describing each stages if possible. If not, 1, 2, 3 stages can be combined into one paragraph also if they are very interconnected. Okay, it depends upon the question. So in this way we can write stage of process, we can describe, and firstly, secondly, in the first stage, in the second stage, such terms can be also mentioned. Similarly, while describing any table or graph or chart, we have to observe such things. Observation is very crucial thing. 1-2 minutes we have to read the questions, we have to understand the questions, we have to see the chart well. What is the highest point, what is the lowest point, what points are very equivalent, okay, which section is the highest one, which is the lowest one. These all things should be understood in advance. Then language should be very formal while writing, and comparing and contrasting. Generally in Ielts we must show the comparison and contrast if possible. We have to show, or we have to compare the between two pie charts if there are given two, and by bar diagram if there are given two, we have to compare one another. Similarly, if there is one pie chart and there must be some sections, and we have to compare them all. Okay, these are very crucial things, very systematic. We have to compare. And one thing, every time every sentence must have separate message, and there should not be overlapped in message, okay, while writing. And next thing is that every time sentence should be started in a new word. Okay, if you start one sentence from using the terms year in 1998 like that, and next time you have to start next way. Okay, so we should not repeat the style also. So tense, similarly, If the chart is talking about the past action, if there is given very previous chart, then you can write past tense. If the chart is showing about the prediction about the future, the future tense should be used. If any chart is showing very general phenomena, then you can use present tense, simple present tense. So tense should be also used according to the chart and questions. And prominent factors, we have to show the prominent factors while writing. If any information has got very highest marks or highest ratio, highest percentage or lowest percentage, they should be shown in our writing actually. Okay, so informations for overview. While writing overview, we can start this overview using the terms overall, generally, okay, on the average, and putting comma. We can start overview. Very few lines, 2 3 4 maximum lines we can write under overview. We should not write very detailed information here. We have to write overall statements, overall trend we have to write under overview. For example, if there is the highest ratio percentage, that thing can be mentioned. Okay, what is the whether the chart has got increasing trend or decreasing trend, this should be mentioned there. We should not go in detail. Similarly, grouping information or paragraph, this is the things that where we have to separate the ideas in a paragraph, separate paragraph. Suppose introduction should be separate, overview, if we mention, that should be separate paragraph. Similarly, ending should be separate if you write. And body can be in one paragraph also, but it can be more than one paragraph also. So we should have such knowledge. If idea is different, then we should write separate paragraph. If reference is different, we have to write different paragraph. That is also known as grouping information. Okay, so you have to follow this all the ideas while writing task 1. Okay, and language should be very formal, standard one, catchy one. Let's go further. And some adjectives and some main verbs are very crucial. This should be mentioned in our writing, okay, in order to get good marks. So a bit complex type of words should be mentioned. Some are given here. If you are going to write very poor, that is not better word. Okay, so instead of writing very poor, you can write destitute. Similarly, instead of writing very hot, you can write scorching. Instead of writing very hungry, you can write ravenous. Okay, if instead of writing very thirsty, you can write parched. So such very important terms should be remembered. Okay, I will show you next. So you have to prepare this. Sleek, for the very smooth, you can write sleek word. For very soft, you can write downy. So better you have to try to remember the very words, and you have to use such terms. Okay, so I will show you next. Arduous, these terms you can use for very difficult. For very dry, you can use arid. Okay, for very fail, you can use ascend. So such terms are very important, very crucial. If you use such terms, certainly you will get a bit better marks in Ielts writing tests. Okay, so now I will show you some phrase, paraphrase system. So if there is given about 1900 in the question, then you can write in this way, the early years of the 20th century. In this way you can write. Or if there is given records date from, then you can write begin keeping records. Similarly, if there is given in the question intensive burst of energy, then you can write explosive release of energy. So in this way you can write similar words, keeping the meaning same, message same, but structure of words should be different. In this way you have to write, you have to form an introduction. Okay, in the beginning you have to follow this paraphrase system, later on it doesn't matter. Okay, current knowledge is basic. Similarly, our understanding is fundamental. In this way you can write. Okay, so then you will get a bit good marks in Ielts. So thank you for today, and if your time is fruitful, please don't forget to subscribe and press the like button for more videos, for more informations regarding Ielts. Okay, thank you, bye bye, see you.